Hey, what's up and welcome to a brand new season of Football Every Day. Coming to you direct as usual from the studios here at the Menara Star. I'm joined today by the usual Football Everyday guys, Daryl Goh, Brian Martin. Say hello guys. Nice shirt, Brian.
Thanks.
And we're joined of course by our new signing on transfer deadline day, renowned football pundit, Mr. Shebby Singh himself. Thanks for joining us, Shebby.
Guys, a pleasure indeed.
Welcome.
Yep, plenty to look forward to on today's show, as later on we'll have another special guest, Miss Eileen Teh from Tiger FC. And of course, thanks to Tiger FC, for the first time on the show, we're going to have a super cool contest for you to take part in. And the reason I use the word cool is because of the grand prize that's up for grabs. But more on that later on the show. Let's get into the football chat, I guess. 3 games into the season, Shebby, and this is how the table kind of shapes up, you know. I don't know if you're aware, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
No surprise there. You can see maybe the surprise is West Ham being in 5th, Man United being in 9th, but I'm sure that all that will change. But what I'm happy about, particularly, Nelson, is the fact that some of the football has been very good. It's been entertaining. Teams have come out to play attacking football. And once again, I mean, the transfer window, I think, was the one that really shocked everybody. Not so much Robinho going to Man City, but the takeover of Man City. So the BPL, never ceases to amaze me.
What do you make of your team, Tottenham's slow start to the season?
Oh, I
it's
mean,
the second from bottom, as we know.
Yeah, unbelievable because
Don't rub it in.
we had I mean, that's really poor form because we had a great pre-season. Unfortunately, when the season starts, Wandy Ramos just changes his team around. Of course, Berbatov was a part of the pre-season friendlies, but when the season started, he wasn't playing. And then I think Wandy Ramos got it all wrong because he just had a team without balance. I mean, you play Zokorai right back when you are struggling. You're crying out for a strong defensive midfielder. But he got it right against Chelsea, and I don't care whatever Chelsea fans say. We were the better team in the second half.
What do you think, Brian? Where United sit? You maybe Daryl, Liverpool.
Well,
Liverpool a second.
Well, since we're on the topic of Liverpool and Man United, I mean, what better way to get into the whole fight that this weekend we have the big crunch match against Anfield awaits Manchester United, and would say, Brian, you hoping for another?
Well, I think it's going to be a case of same old, normal service resume. United always nick a win at Anfield.
Well, it is a signpost. It is the first the first meeting between the members of the Big Four here. So we're looking at a big result.
But I wonder, whether the timing of this game is right, because the players are coming back from all over the world, literally having played in the World Cup qualifiers, and it's kicking off on at lunchtime on a Saturday. Maybe they should have played the game on a Sunday. I mean, there's so many factors here that could affect what I think should be a very, very good game, but it could be affected by team selection, players getting tired and all. I mean, I don't know, Brian, how would Sir Alex Ferguson approach this?
Well, I think he's looking forward to this match, primarily because he's got, other than Ronaldo, probably his best team ready. He has Berbatov, his top transfer target all season, or probably even from the past year. It'll be interesting to see where he plays Berbatov. Definitely, I think, up front. And then where do you play Rooney and Tevez? Do you play both Rooney and Tevez? And then you got Nani coming back from suspension. So it will be interesting to see what equation he has.
And Manchester United teams are never complete unless they sign a player from Spurs.
But you got to ask
argue with that.
Teddy Sheringham won them the Champions League. Michael Carrick's won them Champions League. Now it's Berbatov. They need us.
Good indication.
Got to ask you this, Daryl. Can you see a winner in this one?
Well, I mean, basically, if you're a Manchester United fan, you'll be basically just 3 points your customary 3 points every season.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, like, we're looking at it, I mean, like, can Rafa definitely wants to, get a result against them. It's like, if he leaves, Liverpool, barring, let's hope not, but I guess he needs to get a result against Manchester United at all costs.
I mean, it's really a bad record, isn't it? Ever since Rafa took over at Liverpool, they've not managed to beat Man United. I mean, that's not good if you think, you want to win the title.
Yeah, but Shebby, do you think the Reds have a chance this weekend, of putting one over United at last?
Well, I mean, I've been talking to Brian, and this, the 2 important factors, Torres and Gerrard. Gerrard says he's not ready. Rafa says he is ready.
Yeah.
And Torres to come back from a hamstring in less than 2 weeks, you know, I mean, no, minimum 2 to 4 weeks if you have a serious hamstring problem. So, but then knowing Rafa, you know, he could always throw a surprise in, and if both of them start, I think they could win it.
All right, thank you very much. We've got to take a little break for some quick messages, but we'll come back to wrap up Liverpool Man United right after this. So we'll be right back here on Football Everyday. Welcome back to Football Everyday. Just before the break, we were of course talking about the Liverpool Man United match at Anfield this weekend. Just to wrap it up, Shebby, score prediction?
Nelson, hang on. Who's the pretty girl on your right?
On my left.
Oh, your left.
Yeah, let me introduce, we're joined by another special guest, like I said earlier on the show.
Hi.
Miss Eileen Teh. She's the brand manager for Tiger FC. Thank you very much, Eileen, for joining us on the show.
You're welcome.
She'll be telling us a little bit more about the Star Tiger FC Road to Barcelona contest that I mentioned earlier as well. Just before that, Eileen, allow me to just get a quick
Sure,
score from...
Yeah,
Definitely.
very quickly, I'm going to
Yeah.
be sitting on the fence for this one because of all the contributing factors, you know, that we spoke about, players coming back from international zone. I'm going to go with a 1-1.
Wow, pretty neutral. Okay,
fair enough.
all right, and just before we talk about the long-awaited, much-awaited, anticipated contest, let me ask you, Eileen, who do you support?
Arsenal?
Oh, she's an Arsenal fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand you've actually been to the Emirates Stadium.
Yes, to the Emirates as well as to the Arsenal training centre,
Oh,
where we watched the guys train and had lunch with them, breakfast.
you actually get to meet the players and
Yes, not all of them
Hang
though.
on a minute, you said lunch and breakfast. That was a long visit, wasn't it?
It was.
So
We
you
got there
skipped
really
dinner,
early.
Skipped dinner, huh?
Yes, that wasn't very complete because they had to go back.
So who's the friendliest Arsenal player?
I think it was Adebayo actually. Out of the so many that we met, we didn't meet the complete team though. I was
Okay.
hoping to meet Fabregas, but he didn't come out for breakfast. So, but we saw him down at the training ground.
Okay, and how's Monsieur Wenger?
Didn't really get to see him because he was very busy at the media center.
Okay.
But we saw his car though.
What car does he drive?
He drives a Lexus.
I'm surprised it's not French.
Yeah.
French, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I believe Brian and Eileen, you're here to tell us a little more about the Star Tiger FC Road to Barcelona contest, right?
Yeah.
That's going to kick off this Friday, which is of course tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. One great thing about our new season of the Football Everyday podcast is that we have teamed up with Tiger FC to come up with a fantastic contest. Eileen, you want to just elaborate?
Okay, the contest will basically run from today right up to October 30th. It's on every episode of the podcast where you've got to download it via the Star website. And at the end of the podcast, there'll be 2 trivia questions asked. So basically what you need to do is just to gather all the questions throughout from now till October 30th, and you can send us the reply via Football Everyday Pull-Up, which is on Friday, yeah?
Every Friday, right?
Yep.
What kind of prizes can our fans expect?
Well, of course, the grand prize will be on a trip to Barcelona for 2
Okay.
to watch the El Clasico, which is
Wow.
Real Madrid versus Barcelona.
Can I disqualify myself from this one and compete?
Yeah,
in
maybe
that?
you can log on and check the terms and conditions.
It's
But
a great prize.
yeah, it is for 2. And of course, we've got special prizes like you can see the signed jerseys from Arsenal,
Yep.
Barcelona.
You've
Yep.
got Lionel Messi jersey as well.
Yes, and the Arsenal signed jersey, and the Team Stamp football from Barcelona, and of course the home kit that you can see here.
Okay.
Yep, and a whole lot of other Tiger beer and other merchandise.
Okay. Just to remind people out there, we're also going to
That's
have a grand finale at the end after our contest period is over, where we get all the finalists at a location yet to be disclosed,
There'll be a surprise.
and there'll be a surprise, and then we'll have a shootout for the grand prize.
Yep.
Yep.
And of course, the remaining finalists get a chance to
Yes.
walk away with one of these fantastic prizes.
Yeah.
Eileen, the El Clasico, you know, it is one of the biggest derbies in the world, if not the biggest. I
Yeah.
don't know, you guys might
Yeah.
disagree with me, but I mean, what a brilliant idea. Why did you choose the El Clasico?
Well, I think, simply because it's a money can't buy thing. You can have all the money in the world, but you can never get your hands on the tickets.
True, yeah.
So I think there will be a lot of people who want to go. It's a chance of a lifetime anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we've got the mechanics kind of out there, right? We've actually got the first two questions for week 1, all right, which I'm going to give you now, and of course we'll repeat it later on in the show. So you get your pen and paper out, and all right, here's the first one. Okay, name the current most expensive player in the English Premier League. Okay, name the current most expensive player in the English Premier League. And question number 2, a little tougher. Harry Redknapp won the FA Cup last season with Portsmouth, but who was the last English manager to win it before him? Okay, the keyword there is English manager. Okay, we'll give it to you again later on in the show in case you missed it. Now that you've got the questions, all you've got to do is look out for the entry form in the Football Everyday Pullout that comes out tomorrow. Write down all your answers, but remember to collect all 16 because this contest runs for 8 weeks, as Eileen mentioned just now. All right, get all 16 answers before sending your entries to us, okay? I think with that, it's time for another short break. Break for some quick messages. After that, we'll get back to the football talk. Eileen, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back on Football Everyday. You're back with us here on Football Everyday for the third and final segment
I'm
of the
back,
show.
okay,
Yeah, welcome back, Daryl.
Where did you disappear to there?
He made way for the pretty ladies.
Oh, right.
Yeah, okay, we've talked about the big one at Anfield, so let's now take a look at a couple of other games that catch our eye, starting with Chelsea's visit to the cheeked up Manchester City. Start with you, Shebby. Can the battle of the big money,
Billionaire Boys Club?
get better than this?
Yeah. I mean, it's a big game, yes, with the money coming in, but I would hate it, when people say this is the big one. No, it's not. Man City are just starting out, they have signed Robinho. Yes, the money is coming in, whereas Abramovich has been, has invested in Chelsea now for 4 seasons. He's got the most settled team, and I would hate it, for people to compare again Chelsea and Man City and say that, let's say Man City don't get a positive result, it's not the end of the world. But I think the British media has got this thing about them where they just like to let it be all doom and gloom, so give City a chance. I think they've done the right thing. Thaksin, I think, is a top businessman. Say what you like about him. He's come out of this situation smelling of roses, plus a few quid in his own bank as well, which won't be frozen. So let's just look at it from a football point of view. I mean, I'm looking forward to Robinho there. Don't forget, I mean, they've got the Brazilian connection in Joe Elano. Robinho is there, and they've got Kompany, who is a fantastic defensive midfielder. So Mark Hughes, for me, is one of the most underrated, but one of the most intelligent coaches in English football.
That's right, Daryl. So we know that with big bucks comes huge pressure, of course. Yeah. So can Mark Sparky Hughes deliver, or do you think his days will be numbered pretty soon?
I agree what Shebby said. I mean, there's just so much talk about all the money. I mean, where's the football? I mean, I really want to watch the football, and tomorrow, on Saturday we get to see it. And without the Robinho signing, I would say Man City, against Sunderland, they fared really well. And Mark Hughes is a quality manager, but I would really worry if they don't start well in this new regime. And they might have the Arrows might have ideas of basically tinkering with the management.
Well, I think, Shebby, you made a good point earlier, and you said that the internationals are going to have an effect on this weekend's matches. And you mentioned earlier the 3 Brazilians, Robinho, Elano, and Joe. And they all played for, or at least 2 of them, I think, played for Brazil against Bolivia this morning. And then add to the fact that Essien, because of an international, is out long-term for Chelsea. I think you've got to take that into the equation.
And Joe Cole will have a very big headache and a few stitches as well in his head. So I mean, but let's stick to the football. If Robinho, a lot of people have questions his ambition. Why not go to Chelsea? Why go to Man City? I mean, I don't want to talk about his ambition or lack of ambition or what, but top quality player. I mean, that is the biggest signing that the Premier League could have made, because you don't get anybody more exciting than him right now in world football.
Okay, but moving on to the match itself, Brian, what are you expecting in this one?
I'm actually going to go for a draw. To me, it's going to be hard for City to beat Chelsea, even though they're playing at the City of Manchester Stadium. But I don't see the new boys gelling so soon. I mean, you need time to be on the training ground and all the stuff. Chelsea definitely going to miss Essien, and it's because of that I'm going for maybe 2-2 or 1-0.
All right, but what makes this more intriguing is the fact that Sean Wright Phillips, will be up against his old club, and
And Alca's coming back.
Yeah, while Robinho was so close, this close to joining the Blues, correct? You think these two players will have a bearing on
very, very
the
important
result this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to play them? Sean Wright Phillips is playing right side midfield, and Robinho with Real Madrid used to play on the left side of midfield, more of a left winger. But for Brazil, he plays just behind the front man, and I think that is where he could be very, very useful. I mean, Elano and Robinho in support of Joe. I think with Didi Hamann or company holding it tight in midfield. I mean, it just makes for a very, very exciting game of football. Except, as Brian's already mentioned, the timing of it is all wrong, because to travel from South America and maybe arrive back in Manchester on a Friday and expected to play on a Saturday, it'll be asking a bit too much.
All right, pretty good. Daryl, score prediction?
I'm looking for a very, very close game, and I think maybe Man City might make it 1-1.
All right, okay.
Make it 1-1.
I think another match which deserves a quick mention, Shebby's team against Spurs against Villa at White Hart Lane. Brian, you think Juan de Ramos will pick up his first 3 points?
Actually, I've really been surprised by the results. Spurs were my prediction for dark horse of the season, and they've really disappointed me. But I think they've got 3 points in the bag against Villa. I think they've got too much quality for Villa. They should win comfortably.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of the show now. In case you missed the questions for the Star Tiger FC Road to Barcelona contest, here they are again very quickly, okay? Question 1, name the current most expensive player in the English Premier League. And question number 2, Harry Redknapp won the FA Cup last season with Portsmouth, but who was the last English manager to win it before him? Okay, that's about all the time we have on today's show. But if you've got anything to say or share with us, do drop us an email at
football@thestar.com.my.
That's right. Thanks
also,
again.
don't forget to catch Shebby's predictions on Football Everyday every Friday in the Star.
That's right. So thanks again, Shebby, for being on the show. Brian, Daryl, thanks as well. With that, it's goodbye here on Football Everyday, and we'll see you next week.
All right.